This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Wilds of Eldraine. There it is. Wow, this is a strong pack. So first pickable cards here. Well, Feral Encounter is great. It's often a 2-for-1, and usually it's a removal spell. Twisted Sewer Witch is great, especially if you have some extra rats around, but even if you don't, the floor is really, really good. Welcome to Sweet Tooth is amazing value for the cost. Torch the Tower is really good. If this format keeps playing out the way it has so far, which is that it's kind of an aggressive one, I think Monstrous Rage might be first pickable. And I think Utopia Sprawl is sort of in the mix too. So this pack is stacked. Makes our pick hard. Does make the pick hard. I do really want to draft a rat deck that, you know, doesn't... We drafted one on stream that went 0-3 because of horrible variants. So I think that's going to be the tiebreaker for me. I like the Sewer Witch a lot. So we'll just take it here. But that is a very good pack. Taking the green there was interesting because there were 2 good green cards. Of course, I think we're going to take a green card here because Agatha's Champion is too good for us to pass up, I think. It's even splashable, so yeah. Start off with a couple of 5s. 2 really good uncommons, so, you know, both in the mix for best uncommon in their color. Not a bad way to start things. There's still a lot of things in my Wilds of Eldraine bucket list, given that this is only our 14th draft, so there's a bunch I haven't done. Okay. Well, Voracious Vermin's a rat. And, like, if I really wanted to try to force things, maybe I would take it here. But it's not so good that I really want to take it over something like Sir Armont. Like, you know, this is an incredibly powerful signpost. Like, adds +2/+2 and trample to the board the turn it comes down at least. And then it has all sorts of other, you know, applications. Frantic Firebolt's good. Ash is good, too. But I think Armont is good enough for us to take it here. You know, maybe we don't end up playing Twisted Sewer Witch, which... And in fact, you know, if we're playing Sir Armont, there's a very good chance we're not playing Twisted Sewer Witch. Although, for a black-green deck, we might have the fixing to splash white. So, I did have a red-green deck where I splashed Sir Armont, and it went pretty well. I had a bunch of other rolls around, too. I don't think... If you have 0 other rolls, she's probably not worth it. But if you have, like, 7, she definitely is. Okay, so Knight of Doves is an interesting build-around card. I do like Snare Master Sprite. Cooped Up's a nice removal spell. But I'm kind of thinking Ferocious Werefox. Like, this ends up being a 2-for-1 often enough that I've been pretty impressed with it. Yeah, you know. And I also have 2 green cards already. So, and it's a roll, so, you know, Armont will be happy to be played alongside it. Again, we could force a rat card, but this just... It isn't anywhere near as good as the Werefox or Cooped Up or Knight of Doves or Snare Master Sprite. So I don't think we go that route. Okay. So I do like the Spellcaster a lot. I like Redcap Thief a lot. Could take a black 2-drop that's perfectly reasonable in Monstrosity. These are okay, but they're not so good that I want to take them over like cards that are already in a color we have. Like, you know, these are like as good as Monstrosity, basically, which is to say kind of medium. And I think the Spellcaster is probably the strongest card, but it also takes the most work. Like, if you don't open blue-red, it's not really worth it. So I think I'll just take Monstrosity. It's certainly not exciting, but it is a fine 2-drop. Sets up Bargain, like our Agatha's Champion. So, okay. Well, decent white 2-drop, or, you know, this, which really only fires on all cylinders if you're in red-green, or this, which is surprisingly medium. Well, not really. I mean, I gave it a C- in the set review. That's kind of how it feels. So it's not surprising, but it is medium. I guess we'll take Armory Mice. I could take Grim Search, actually. Yeah, let's do that, actually. Change my mind. I think having one of these in your black decks is usually a good idea. So, all right. So, could take a white 2-drop here. Could take the Firebolt, which we don't have any red right now, and we're not making it work that effectively right now either. So I think I'll probably just take... I mean, this has a higher ceiling, I guess, but the likelihood that we play it right now does not look super high, so I'll just take Unassuming Sage. I do like the Oof. I like Besotted Knight, too, especially when I've already got an Armont in my deck and some cards with Bargain. Yeah, I don't know... Is it more likely we end up playing a green card right now? I mean, maybe, because we have 2 green cards that I think are... Well, the Sewer Witch is better than either of them, but we don't have a black card here. I guess I'm going to take the Oath in the end. Well, this is definitely the best card that's still in the pack. We don't have any red cards yet, but I don't like the Keep Guard very much. And Not Dead After All is an okay trick, especially... Well, we have some ETBs, don't we? Yeah, all right. Let's take the black card. And I do like Archon's Glory as a trick. Warehouse Tabby can work with Bargain and rolls and stuff. Makes rats, which the Sewer Witch cares about. Archon's Glory is definitely better, though, I think. So we'll just take the trick. All right, so if we want a Firebolt, we got one. I could take Scarecrow Guide, but... Things are uncertain enough about where we're actually going to end up. That is a late Snare Master Sprite, too. That, I think just taking the best card makes more sense. Go, there's a Bramble Familiar. Really good 2-drop, ramps your mana. Later game, it can, you know, be sort of a bad reanimation spell, but it's attached to a creature that you can also play early. So it's like a better Root Rider Fawn in most ways. Howling Gale Thing is nice, too, but I do think Bramble Familiar is probably better. Yeah, Feed the Cauldron, not bad. Gale Thing is probably the next best card in this pack, yeah, but we'll take Bramble Familiar. Another Monstrous Rage. There's also a Candy Grapple. There's also a Stab Wound. I think Candy Grapple's better. Like, the synergy this brings in this format might make it better. You know, it doesn't outright remove things as often, but it can make something irrelevant and slowly bleed your opponent out. I mean, you can beat the card, especially in this format where you can get rolls and tricks and stuff going, and you can race your opponent and stuff, but I think Candy Grapple's probably still better, but it's close, thanks to this being an enchantment alone. So, yeah, I think we'll take the Grapple here. Seems like black-green. Maybe we splash Sir Armont is our likely route. So we've got Graceful Takedown and Curse of the Werefox. They're both pretty good. I think we'll take Takedown. The thing that's nice about this is it gives you a roll, of course, but this is more efficient and less dangerous than it looks. They would have Taken by Nightmares, honestly. And if we're leaning towards black-green, maybe I'm just supposed to take that, actually. Yeah, I probably am. Yeah, so it's not like we have that good of white cards. I mean, we might splash Armont, like I said, but I think there's a good chance we don't, too. All right, probably take Hollow Scavenger. I do like Fell Horseman and Sweet Tooth Witch. But yeah, I like the Scavenger a little more. It's like... This has kind of a higher ceiling, but we're not so good at making food right now that I think it's going to be amazing in our deck. Okay, well, that's a pretty late Witchstalker Frenzy. I'm probably supposed to take a Monstrosity, so we can make our food synergies and stuff work. But, that's worth a look. But yeah, we'll take Monstrosity. Red-green Signpost uncommon. Evolving Wilds, I guess. Does mean we might splash Sir Armont. Right now, we probably have enough rolls to make it worth it. I mean, we probably need a couple more to really feel like we're getting there, but we might. It is interesting, the Witch Stalker Frenzy and then the Ruby. It's like, would it be worth throwing away our black cards at this point? Probably not, but it is interesting. Wicked Visitor or Scream Puff. We've already got 3 5s. I mean, we may not end up playing this one, but the others are probably just better. We have some bargain going on. We have some food around. Oh, yeah, you only care about enchantments, though. So we're not that good at that. I guess I'm going to take Scream Puff in the end. I mean, it's a fine 5-drop. So, all right, we'll take Voracious Vermin now. We could take Brave the Wilds if we really want to force Sir Armont, but she's not going to be so good in our deck right now that I'm like, yeah, take every piece of fixing over, like, reasonable playables. Yeah, Stab Wound's good. It was good. I think it was in a core set or something. All right, I like Royal Treatment. I like getting some tricks in the mix. Also gives us a roll token, so it makes splashing Sir Armont make a little more sense. I probably want, like, one more white source. Witch Stalker might be passable. Not Dead After All is looking nice in our deck, but you still don't really want more than one because they're so situational. Well, okay. I mean, if we end up with some random, like, off-color adventures and stuff, we get another Not Dead After All anyway. Scarecrow Guide is going to be worth playing, like, plus Sir Armont, you know, so... Whoo boy, Spellbook Vendor, that is a powerhouse. And it's good whenever you play it. Our mana right now, I mean, it's definitely better if you play it early, but it is good whenever you play it. We do have Red Tooth Vanguard, which is going to be good in our deck. We've got, you know, Werefox down here, but man, this thing is so good that I kind of think I'm going to take it and hope we pick up, like, one more piece of fixing. Like, this is strong enough. Plus Armont, you know, the two of them are strong enough that we definitely want to be trying our hardest to play them. And we've already got some fixing. If we had none at this point, I'd probably say no way, but we have some. So I think we take the Vendor, even though Vanguard and Ferocious Werefox both look pretty good in our deck. This is double white, so we're not gonna go that route. Season of Growth, huh? No, isn't really gonna do it for us, is it? I don't really want another oof. Yeah, I guess I'll take Verdant Outrider. It's fine. Certainly not exciting, but this pack doesn't really have good options for us. I've yet to draft a black-green deck that actually, like, does food stuff, a significant amount of it. It's been kind of weird. All right, now we'll take a Red Tooth Vanguard. This card, I think, takes too much setup to be really worth it. Obviously, it has a really high ceiling when you can, like, sack a bunch of stuff and reanimate a bunch of stuff, but you need to be doing two things really well or it isn't really worth it, and that's probably asking too much. But we like the Vanguard. We have roll tokens and other enchantments, so it is a very nice 2-drop. Come on, like another Evolving Wilds would make me pretty happy. The Adventure Land would make me pretty happy. Scarecrow Guide makes me a lot less happy. It's not a stable enough source of fixing for me to feel that confident that taking a second one means I can play both of these white cards. So I think we just take Back for Seconds, which is a really good spell. Like it reanimates something small, puts another thing in your hand when you bargain it. Yeah, so I like having one of them. I don't know if I want both the Grim Search and Back for Seconds. They're sort of the same card, but anyway. Okay, well, nothing for us here. Commune with Nature. You know, this fixes, I guess, but I think it's too slow to really be something you want to be doing in the format. I mean, it's worth thinking about, but I think what's going to happen is we cut Sir Armont and splash Spellbook Vendor, unless we luck into some fixing here. I mean, I'm not going to play Commune. I guess I'll take Collector's Vault. Well, Shatter the Oath isn't bad. Prismatic Omen, huh? Do we want to use up a whole card on fixing? It is a fairly stable source of it. And it would let me play... It would do enough for me to play Spellbook Vendor. And I can bargain it. You know? I might do an experiment here. I don't know that it's a wise one, but I'm doing it for you guys. So... Use up a whole card to have perfect mana. Like, in the right deck, that might make sense, but I'm skeptical, but I am going to try it out when we have two really good white cards we want to play. I don't think it's wise for us to jam, like, other stuff into our deck that's just good, like Frantic Firebolt or anything, even with the Omen, because we're sort of pushing it already. But, yeah. Okay. Red Tooth Genealogist is very... very solid card to pick up this late. Taking this one for the team. That makes it sound like you're certain it's not going to go well. I mean, I'm fairly sure it won't, but the fact we have several bargain cards, I think, yeah, you know, red still seems to be open a lot in this format. And yeah, I've had lots of multi-Rat Catcher, multi-Daredevil, Adventure Daredevil, multi-Torch the Tower decks that have been, like, nuts. Maybe I should just keep drafting black, huh? Okay. Probably need to cut a 5, and it's probably Scream Puff, right? I mean, the rest of this is some pretty nice business. Well, Hilda's Crown is good without any engine pieces, so I wouldn't be that bummed if I were you, Mike. Oh, it's Mike. Mike's who does the animations and things on the channel. But yeah, that's part of the problem with the blue-white deck. Like, you can end up with a couple of, like, build-around card draw, like, build-around engine things, but it's never really a blue-white tap deck. You know? It's never really a blue-white tap deck. Okay. Well, we've got a lot of sort of medium cards. We're definitely not running that many planes, so I think we go up to 8 forests, probably. We have a lot of 2s, and green is important for our fixing. And we leave in Scarecrow Guide, too, to try to make it make sense for us to play the Vendor and the and Sir Armont. Do I want both Rowan's Grim Search and Back for Seconds? I mean, we have a lot of bargain fodder. They're both really nice, like, late-game spells. I think we probably leave them both in and cut, like, some medium 2s, like Wicked Visitor. I mean, it's going to get in for some damage and stuff, but I think every other 2-drop we have is better, either because it provides us with bargain stuff or it just has, like, a better rate. I mean, I guess maybe Witch Stalker's not great. We are going to have 4 power a lot just because we have a bunch of rolls, but it's not great in this deck. Yeah, that's probably the last cut. Is there anything else? I do think Not Dead After All makes sense here. It's not bad with, like, Minstrosity. Not bad with the Oof. Genealogist has an ETB. Vermin has an ETB. Sewer Witch, Agatha's Champion, and Sir Armont all have ETBs. Yeah, it comes back with a roll, too, which definitely matters for our deck. So, okay, well, our mana is going to be interesting. I'll say that. Let's see how it goes. Well, we're going to have perfect mana. Hopefully it doesn't feel like we mulliganed, you know? But, you know, I don't think I would have jammed this in here if we didn't have so much bargain. The bargain, I think, makes it worth it a little bit more. Okay. I like drawing a 2-drop there. Yeah, we definitely don't want to play out the Omen if we don't need to, so... So yeah, I think we attack here. Next turn we can play Omen and get back Vanguard if they block. So in this turn we'll just play out our Hollow Scavenger. They don't block. We still play our Hollow Scavenger, obviously. Ooh, spicy. Okay, so chances are good they're going to bargain this away. I would say. I'm kind of hoping they don't bargain it away, but you don't really play this unless that's your like plan A with it. The other thing is definitely plan B. Yeah, they bargain. It's pretty good when you can do that, obviously. That's kind of funny. Yeah. You know, it does technically make our mana, like, worse, but not really, because we have Prismatic Omen. Of course, if we're going to draw all our lands, you know, we're not... Things aren't going to go very well for us. I mean, there's a pretty good chance we find an enchantment at some point and we can get this back. I don't hate the idea of blocking. There's a decent chance they have a trick, but we have a bunch of mana, like, and we're going to draw enchantments at some point. Although, a lot of them are rolls, and if we don't have somewhere to put the roll, that's going to be bad. Yeah, let's just take 2. Because if we draw a card that makes a roll, it's going to be very bad for us, so... Since we don't have any other creatures right now. Definitely going to kill that. I'm glad I can, because we don't really want them doubling their... spells. I think we just keep holding on to this with all the bargain we have. You know, we're not in a position where we really need to worry about things. Okay, well. In that case, let's attack with Red Tooth Vanguard here. We're still... We do want to play Taken by Nightmares before they ever double an adventure. We do get to scry too, because we control an enchantment, which is quite nice. Troublemaker Oof can just straight up kill Scarecrow Guide. Don't really think we want the Outrider, though. But yeah, I mean, next turn we can play Oof, Twisted Sewer Witch, kill Scarecrow Guide. That's not a bad sequence. This Scarecrow Guide is really beating us up, too. Okay. So let's attack them, because if they decide to block, we can get it back when we play Twisted Sewer Witch, which I think is what we would do rather than play the Oof. Alright, so let's play the Oof first. There's a chance they have counter magic. And if it's the fairy one, yeah. Bargain. I think we hold on to the Omen. We haven't drawn either of our white cards, and we don't have any actual planes. So I think giving up the food makes more sense. Okay. Now I would have to bargain again. So they're going to make me discard. So I probably just play Sewer Witch now. Because whatever I don't play is going to end up getting discarded, and the Sewer Witch is obviously more impactful now than Troublemaker Oof. Yeah, that's basically been my overall takeaway. Synergy matters less in this format. It's not essential in this format, I think is how I've phrased it on the channel. Nice. Okay, okay. Let's hope they don't have another counterspell. Look at that Prismatic Omen. So this already has Trample. I think we put it on Sewer Witch and swing with all 3 of these. Yeah. All right, they do go to 7, and this. Oh no, they don't. This is the one with the Wicked roll. We definitely kill the flyer. They go to 4. These last 2 drafts, our opponents have always had interaction when we had like a big turn, and it's been really sad. So we're like dead in the air next turn unless... I mean, I guess they have to block both our creatures, so we're not, but it's going to be close. And drawing a swamp is really not what I wanted to happen. I mean, these hit just as hard, and that decreases the cost of your spells, but it's late enough that the decrease probably doesn't matter. Yeah, I think we're going to lose. I think it's safe to say. They attack us to 1 here, because they can just untap Sleep Cursed Fairy with all their mana. I would say Omen did feel like it was worth it in this game. I mean... Okay. Well, they decided not to. I guess they don't have to. They can wait another turn. They have multiple creatures that are lethal, and yeah, Candy Grapple doesn't really do anything for us. So... rough. Did feel a lot like our first draft, where every time we had a good turn, our opponent was just like, nah, no you don't. Like, we had 2 really good draws, even, like, Armont and Twisted Sewer Witch was like, you know, play those cards back-to-back, and I think you win most of your games, but not that one. Okay, so turn 2 Omen, turn 3 Spellbook Vendor. I mean, we could do the same thing with Scarecrow Guide, which might be better, because it actually adds to the board. But if we can get the Vendor online quickly, probably is better to play Scarecrow Guide, because I can also put the roll on it right away. We have a Bramble Familiar now, but yeah, I think we still play Scarecrow Guide. I guess Familiar lets me play that out next turn, but yeah, let's just play our Guide. Do they have the counter magic? That is the question, isn't it? All right, so let's play our Vendor. Pay 1. Stick that there. Attack them for 3. Yeah, I think we'll take a removal spell that's going to scry 2. So the games where Prismatic Omen feels kind of bad are the ones where you get your fixing anyway. Like, it's like another source of fixing, but it's a very awkward one. That's for sure. Okay. Well... I don't think I need to use Taken by Nightmares here. Yeah, Witch Without Extra Rats doesn't feel as good, but it's still a pretty big play, especially, you know, when you also have an aura buffing creature around like we did. Okay, so yeah, we're going to go to combat. We're going to pay 1. It's going to stick a roll on itself. We're going to attack with both. Get our Scry going. Yeah, I don't really want Evolving Wilds at this point. Not with Prismatic Omen around. We're 1 mana shy, but it's hard to say no to Twisted Sewer Witch. Yeah. We'll leave it there. They get to scry. I guess if I play Bramble Familiar, I'm not 1 mana short. I think we go with Verdant Outrider, though. Yeah. I think there's a decent chance we just cast Taken by Nightmares and swing for 7 here, so... Okay, well... Our Spellbook vendor overwhelmed them, as it tends to do. The Luminarch Aura Sprint, I guess, or whatever. I'm sure someone's come up with a better name for it than that. Yeah, the blue-white, you know, the moment they said that that was an archetype, I was like, that sounds really sketchy, and then they barely printed any payoffs. Like, you definitely can end up in blue-white decks that are like tempo decks that have like 2 Shirais, and you have all these tap effects, and but in that case, it's sort of like you have... It's more build aroundy than it is like natural to make it happen, I guess, in the other archetypes. All right, this looks pretty spicy. We don't have white mana, but we have 2-drop, 3-drop that are both pretty good, and this carries the Royal Roll quite well. And we're going first, too, so... If they play like an X2 here, I mean, I think it's still worth it to play, or you know, a two power creature. I mean, it's probably still worth it to play Genealogist. Okay, they don't. Doesn't have Evolving Wilds. I think we just go for it with playing the Genealogist, though. We could play Evolving Wilds instead and then do something else. But even if we don't draw a land next turn, and we probably won't, we'll probably end up playing the Wilds and then Rowan's Grim Search. But that's fine as a turn, you know. So, all right. So let's play Genealogist. Nice. If that thing can get in for a couple hits, it's suddenly like, uh-oh. Thank you for the follow, Goldoa Dragon. So we'll grab a Plains with this, obviously. And then Rowan's Grim Search, which is an instant, so. That's kind of rough for them because, you know, they didn't have anything to put the thing on. Do I have something that costs 1 green? Is there any reason I Rowan's Grim Search first? I don't think I have anything that costs 1 green. Oh, I do have a trick. The roll trick. I can also bargain pretty easily here, because if they block this, I can bargain at instant speed, and I might as well. So, yeah. I think we probably, yeah, let's play the Wilds, grab a Plains. Attack with both our creatures. I do 1 less damage if I bargain away this card, but that's okay. If they just take it, then I definitely don't bargain. I could just hold on. Well, no, this is going to go away, so I don't have anything to hold on to. So yeah, I may as well bargain here. I think getting to look at more cards is worth doing 1 less damage, so... Okay, well, put 2 of them into our library. Yeah, we'll take the removals. Spells, please. So Armont next turn probably is what happens. Like, this will be a 4-5 with Armont around. Yeah. I mean, if I was really worried, I could kill this, but I don't think I'm really worried. I think we just play Armont. Then we have some fodder for Agatha's Champion and whatnot. Unfortunately, I don't have the mana to pay, but that's all right. We can kill most things. We don't have double black right now for Shatter the Oath, but Candy Grapple can do the job. Agatha's Champion can do the job, too, against a lot of creatures. Yeah, we do need double black for 2 of the cards in our hand. That may have been worth putting Shatter on the bottom. Or in the graveyard. Or I could have left a swamp and only put, like, 1 thing back. Interesting. These are all interesting choices. Okay. Well, Candy Grapple will really wreck them almost no matter how they block here. So, yeah, just attack with both of these. It's not worth... I may play out Agatha's Champion without bargaining. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing, which obviously isn't exciting, but... Let's attack with both of these. Yeah, so we're going to Candy Grapple. And then, yeah, we don't get to do anything else this turn, but obviously this is a huge turn. You know, we 2-for-1 them and drop them to 6. The only creature they have can't block. And we still have Agatha's Champion around, so... You definitely start, you know, having the mana to get it back by the later game. That's true. You know, it doesn't happen all the time naturally, that's for sure. Swamp off the top probably wins us the game. Yeah, animate a land. Okay, so they probably double block Sir Armont here, huh? That's probably okay. Go to 2. Then I can make a food and play this. Next turn, fight something. Yeah. Wonder if playing Vermin is going to be better. Probably, well, yeah, it gives me a rat token that impacts the board. And I can do both. I can make a food and play Vermin. I guess we'll just attack first and then think about these things. We definitely destroy the Swamp. We go to 2. Yeah, then we make a food. Then it's a question of, do I play Vermin or Scavenger? I mean, I guess if I draw a Swamp, like, playing Vermin here is nuts. So... yeah. I probably should have left a swamp on top. Like I said, you don't have to. The way this is worded, you can only put... You can put nothing back if you want. So if I drawn, like, put a swamp back to draw after, that would have made way more sense. Because then I could cast both of these. I sort of, you know, it's weirdly worded, especially for a common, that it's that complicated. But You don't have to put anything in your graveyard if you don't want to. And I sort of was thinking, I have to pick 2 and put 2 in the graveyard, but that's actually not how it works. So... I think that means we win, because we'll play Agatha's Champion, sack the food, kill something, and then swing out. Yeah. I'm lucky I overcame the fact that I played the Grim What's-A-Who's-It incorrectly, but we did. Luckily. All right, not our greatest hand, but, you know, we've got a 2-drop. Maybe we get to slap a monster roll on it or something and run over a creature. Well, when that's a 2-drop, it's a lot less concerning. All right, our opponent is like all in on the aggro, huh? Look at that. Okay. Well, we are going to attack and use Ferocious Werefox just to do 1 more damage. Not exactly an amazing turn, but, you know, better than nothing. We can play Werefox or Taken by Nightmares next turn. I'm not sure which appeals to me more right now. There's the Omen. I mean, I think we just attack. And I'd probably play Werefox. It does mean I'm not going to... Like, if they block here, I don't have Bargain ready with our Agatha's Champion, but that's okay, I think. I have several other cards in my set that set up... In my hand that will set up Bargain, so... Wonder if I'm supposed to block here. I don't hate it. There's a reasonable chance they have interaction is the problem, so I think we'll just take 3. You need to remember that's a wicked roll, which means at some point in this game I'm probably taking another 1. Weird deck when you have an Embereth Veteran and red is like... not fixed that well in your deck. Okay. I guess it's probably Sewer Witch time. Yeah. So let's attack with our Werefox. Play the Sewer Witch, which will set up Agatha's Champion next turn, theoretically. She lets you bargain twice with one card. Yeah, if they kill Sewer Witch here, and they do, does not feel great, but... Ouchies. Yeah. Oh boy. This is a game where I wish Prismatic Omen was a lot of different cards. I guess I'm gonna kill Tough Cookie because animating this into a 4 right now is like a massive problem. But I think we might just be dead because this has a Wicked roll. We're not in good shape, and we have 3 removal spells in our hand, but they're all too expensive for us to, like, feel great about it, you know? This will become a 3. I guess we're not going to be dead. If they have removal, we're dead. Or almost dead, anyway. Because I'll block both. And then hopefully we can try to stabilize. Yeah, that doesn't help. Kind of have to kill the menace creature now. Okay, so play our Omen. Leave up taken by nightmares. I don't think playing Shatter the Oath makes sense. Yeah, no, it does not. Getting a roll token's cool, but blowing things up at instant speed is cooler. Oh, good. Something else for me to be worried about. That can attack me right away. Could be worse, I guess, but, you know. We're going to go to 1 here, or are we just dead because of the Wicked roll? I think we might just be dead. So you're going to block there. You're going to block here. Yeah, well, even without the Wicked roll, we're dead because we kill one of these and then we take 4. Man, if they hadn't played a creature with haste, we just might have stabilized, you know? We just might have, but they did. So I want to see what's on top of my deck. Just to see if we could have stabilized. Of course, it kind of looks like they have something in their hand. Well, okay. They just wanted to do that, and we had 2 forests on top, so... -1. Well, like I said, if I do a certain way in the first draft of the day, I do this. We went 2 and 3 in our first draft of the day, and we're trying to go 2 and 3 in our second one. This will be the first time I had back-to-back drafts that didn't, you know, the other times it's alternated. I've had one really good day and then a bad day. This one isn't a really bad day. I mean, going 2 and 3 in 2 drafts is not good. But it's not as bad as the day I had the other day where I went like 0 and 3 and 1 and 3. So, you know. Our deck feels pretty good overall, honestly, like this one does, but, you know. We've had some opponents with some pretty nice draws today, you know, like that freaking Godric. Of course, we had 2 forests on top. We were going to lose a bunch of creatures and be at like 1. So we probably, I mean, we wouldn't necessarily have stabilized. I did scry the forest to the bottom, so it's less likely we're going to draw them, but, you know, it was all kind of a mess, though. Okay. Not an amazing hand, but, you know, just Rowan, turn 2, Scarecrow, turn 3, Rowan's Grim Search isn't bad. I could play the Omen. Okay, now I don't have to. I was just saying, I could play the Omen if I want it to be a little more likely that I have access to black mana, but I don't have to now. Having both of these in your hand isn't exactly ideal. They're both kind of, you know, sort of do-nothing cards in a lot of ways. I mean, they do stuff. They give you a 2-for-1, but they don't add to the board. Like, you know, if one of these was a 3-drop right now, I'd be a lot happier. Okay, might as well bargain then, huh? Let's use this better than we did last time. Okay, so Spellbook Vendor is really good. I can even leave up Royal Treatment. I am kind of going to want another creature. Put up to 2 of them on top into your library. Oh, I guess I do have to put 2 in the graveyard. Yeah, so we want Spellbook Vendor first. Oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to draw both. And I think we do want to draw both. What I can do is put more than 2 in the graveyard. So I had it right the first time. So I did draw Bramble Familiar, which makes things interesting. But I think we play Vendor and then leave up Royal Treatment. So if they try to remove it, we can stop it. Yeah. We do have Back for Seconds, which is going to make, like, losing these a lot less painful. Like, we have 2 powerful, cheap creatures that Back for Seconds can get back, which is nice. Alright, so we'll play Bramble Familiar here. Go to combat. Pay 1. Attack them for 3. I guess we'll play our Omen. Might just end up bargaining it away in this particular game since we have our plains and we have double green, double black. Probably do end up bargaining it away. Do I want Ward 1 more than I want Scry 1? Nice, they had to do that. That's rough. Yeah, okay, well, now I think we do bargain it away. So we go... Actually, I guess bargaining this away makes even more sense. At least this sticks around, but we're going to put a different roll token on this. So, yeah, let's play the Oof. We're going to bargain. Sack this. Destroy Dark Tutelage. Go to combat. Pay 1. Attack them for 6. And scry twice. Yes, please. That's gonna be bonkers if we get to play that next turn. All 3 of these are gonna get +2/+2. Well, they'll only get +1/+1, I guess. But it'll be a lot, is the point. They kind of need a sweeper or they're dead, I think. It's not quite a sweeper. It does get them back cooped up, I guess, right? Yeah, and then they can play it on something. It doesn't stop most of what we're doing, though, so it doesn't... Okay. Oh, they don't have white, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to play Sir Armont now. We're going to stick this here, so they're all 4 damage. We're going to pay 1 and suit up Sir Armont. Attack with all 3 of these. Seems like removal's good, right? They need something here. Yeah, that doesn't... You know, I can get it back, and I have removal, and they're at 1, so I'm not particularly concerned. You know? They basically conceded, so... All right, so we're at least gonna, you know, have a 50% win percentage in this draft, and maybe better. I mean, I think the deck, you know, getting Spellbook vendors in play is gonna do that. Okay. No 2-drop right now, but... Yep, no 2-drop. Don't love that, but, you know, could be worse. Really good chance they've left up counter magic. But, you know, if they counter this, it doesn't feel that bad. All right. Okay, yeah, that's bad. So we take 5. Yeah, I'm not loving how this looks. Removal here, swing for like 6. I mean, there's a good chance that that's what they do, bounce spell or otherwise. Playing this does mean Balluna's Gatekeeper can't bounce it, but Johan's Stopgap still can. There's plenty of other cards that can kill it too. Torch the Tower. Okay, them just attacking with that is kind of a good sign. They can't have a big damage turn anyway. Oh, good. Oh, boy. All right. You do have reach, don't you? That does make things a little more interesting, except it can just put a counter on itself, and then it's a 2/4, so it doesn't really solve our problems. But makes things a little better. All right, so Scarecrow Guide. Doesn't really, though, does it? I mean, I don't think I guess maybe playing Rowan's Grim Search is just what I'm supposed to do. freaking Talion's Messenger. Need to find removal for it. Okay, well, we did. Then I can make this big enough to... No, I can't. It does not work that way. But we do have to kill the messenger. Guess we'll put the Wicked Roll here. End our turn. Might end up using this food to gain life. So we're probably going to end up trying to find removal here. Okay, well that's annoying. They could still attack that turn, which is kind of interesting. Like, doesn't change. I mean, I guess it means they get in for... God, if they have Monstrous Rage here, and it kind of looks like they do, right? I mean, I have to block, but they almost assuredly have the 1 red mana +3/+1 trample trick. Okay, if they're backing off, that probably means they don't. Backed off with everything? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, they might still have it. We're going to hope they don't, but I don't know why else they would be attacking here. Oh, it becomes a 4/4. That's why. Yeah. So we'll take 3. Can we dig our way out of this? So I can kill the flyer. I can play Scarecrow Guide and leave up Taken by Nightmares. Yeah. That is probably what I'm supposed to do. Question is whether I should just Taken by Nightmares now, because I could draw counter magic. I probably should, I guess. I don't love it, but things get real bad if they have counter magic. Right now, they can't do anything to stop this, so we'll just do it. How good is Royal Treatment right now? Honestly, not that good. Like, we need permanence or removal, not tricks. We're in the trying to stabilize mode, not in, you know, attack them mode. Uh-oh. Is my genealogist going away? Oof. That is like... maybe not the worst possible play, but it's real bad. What do I need to draw here? I mean, I can't really cast Rowan's Grim Search without sacking food first, which is bad. Okay, more food. More food is helpful. Alright, so let's play Outrider and Monstrosity. So, I don't have any good double blocks for this thing, so I think we just chump it with Monstrosity. Get that food. Another Monstrosity. Okay. Well. I think we're going to sack a food and then cast Rowan's Grim Search without Bargain. I mean, I guess I could block And then Rowan's Grim Search. That's not a terrible plan. Block with Scarecrow, Grim Search. That's probably the best choice, because I'm not going to draw anything this turn I can play anyway, so I didn't really need to sack my food, obviously, but... Oh no, they have a 4-power thing now. Yeah, that's... Once Boundary Lands Ranger is online, it's pretty frustrating. Top 4, put up to 2 back on top. Ooh, so Candy Grapple does do the job. I have to give up food, though. How much mana do I have? I have 6. So I can't play Sewer Witch, sack a rat to Candy Grapple. I'll have to give up the food. I can play Monstrosity. Don't currently have white mana. We can get this back later if we really need to. So, I think we get Candy Grapple. We're not that far from being able to cast Bramble Familiar's Adventure. Definitely getting the Grapple. Do we want anything else? I mean, I think we probably do. I mean, Bramble Familiar is something we can play. Yeah, I can play 3 things this turn, so... Makes sense. Even if I draw another land, casting this adventure is not really what we want to do here. Hopefully they don't play like a flyer here. Oh, that's bad. That might just mean we're dead, huh? I'll have 3 blockers. No, I won't quite be dead. We're going to do this again on our turn, just in case they have something that will derail our... Let me make sure I chose Bargain. I guess I can play the Omen now, but I need to play out these 2 bodies plus Candy Grapple, or I'm kind of dead. So... The worst part of this is that Ratcatcher Trainee's like an amazing attacker still. Like every creature we have is just like, pfft. I could just play a Ratcatcher Trainee. Ratcatcher Trainee is fine. I can start blocking with this and bouncing it to my hand, I guess. It's kind of funny. Removal means we're dead. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know why it takes people so long to make a decision when their opponent's tapped out and removal means they win. But especially when you have double removal, like what's going on there? You know? Like just cast it. Saves us both time. Saves us both time. All right, well, you know, pretty much as it's gone. This is the first time I've had like a medium day. Other days have been bad or really good. This one was medium, you know, 2 and 3 and 3 and 3. I mean, it's not a great day, but better than my worst days, and not as good as the good days. So, so there you go.